Итак, всем привет, мы продолжаем играть в Disco Elysium. Так, точно, мы на этом моменте остановились, да? А, нет. У меня произошел небольшой откат, потому что я с ним уже говорил. Достаточно так. А все, больше сохранения нет, да? У меня комп сам решил перезагрузиться так просто. Я с ним говорил уже. Вот об этом я говорил.
I used to own. Now I can't hang on to
Вот это все
my
поспрашивал.
agency. I convinced my partners I was financing a group.
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it...
Well, you know, sex sells. That's the first rule. Maybe you're right. Who knows? Maybe... What?
You really shouldn't touch it.
Ну да, его не стоило трогать, он меня понизил боевой дух,
That might
теперь
be the
один.
right idea. This here is one of the last of its kind.
Wow, you're lucky. You never...
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rose. My fellow member...
Hey, tequila!
Shut the fuck up, Rose.
I thought he was a cook.
A gurgling sound.
And yeah, you're already acquainted. I'm all ears to keep...
Так,
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set...
и с
So
ним
what
я
do you
тоже
want?
говорил, но тут
I want
сохранения не
smokes.
было.
Aye, by amphetamine, I mean. Sure did, but aye. Good, my man. Now, what can I offer? See, friend, it's real that... You know what...
He's
Так, вот
finding
так.
it difficult.
What? This guy. Oh, I got... Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. It was. In a week, those arseholes, the idiots, like 3 cans, and 2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But yeah, you thought right.
Вот так вот.
Aye, they're mine. Yeah.
Feels like someone set a mustard field ablaze right inside your nose, then drenched it in tear gas. Your nose is a singular source of pain, but at the same time you don't remember the last time you felt so alive. In all fairness, that might be attributed to the
So, what's the deal, friend? Want the spirits or not? So what do you want then? Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bit. You see, friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor ex-squeeze. Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Permit? Who gives a shit? You want to buy something? Grease the wheels, buddy boy.
Спидов за 15 монет. Пильзнер. Пачка сигарет.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shop.
Понятно.
Tequila Suns.
Все, я с ними договорил наконец-то. Так, эти какие-то. Это мне монеты там или
The
что это?
scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with the kids don't reply. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that...
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock.
You're bad with kids. Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? We are not getting anything here.
Ладно. А опыт дают, оказывается, еще и за это? Прикол. Я не знал. Так, чтобы выкричать. Или вот сюда вот что-нибудь. А, кстати, может быть... Не надо. Или забыть что-нибудь. Так, мне надо что-нибудь забывать тут. Что мне дает плохой минус? Минус энциклопедия, это, конечно, плохо, но ладно. Спиды дают 1 пси. Восприятие лимит улучшения повышается до 5. Восприятие 3, 4, 5, 6 целых, да. Типа лимит улучшения это... А, ну вот, 8, да? У меня стало. Понятно. Ну, это неплохо, конечно, да? Ну ладно, я думал забыть уже эту дорогу домой. Ну ладно, оставим. Давайте еще. Гомосексуальная под пулей, я, честно говоря, не очень хочу это изучать. Давай вот эту вот охоту. Так, женщина какая-то.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts. I still have a golden ear. Come, come. Tut, tut. Don't be shy now. Oh, welcome, police officer.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in my... Oh, the usual. No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. He was boarding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Maybe they are afraid, because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't cheating. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us? Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel. Now it's your turn, Mr. Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. What stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there. That's exactly how they get ya. That's why we built our own cinder block houses on the seaside. So we don't have to give money to those crooks. We might not look like much, but they are ours. My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. Aye, the room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here.
Не знаю.
An uncomplicated man. I take it that means you're interested.
Давай.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the...
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't... This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map.
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. If you knew folks live in the... And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty... I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every night. Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding for...
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Over there, you can find more of the same.
Between here and Jamrock, A dusty sea of old trees, all covered in
An old military hospital and its surroundings. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets. The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's longer. The lack of wealth is the one.
Riddles. Fits with the general ambiance here.
Aye. Sometimes it's as though I'm also gotten lost inside. Oh, it seems to be a common theme these days. Isn't that what people always think when they are lost? Something I can do.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean church of... Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to...
So, they don't...
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime...
She's not telling you all she knows. Keep her talking.
Well, there's that music. Music from across the sea. And now, suspicious looking...
Interesting. You could look into this ruckus.
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins. An apartment complex? Oh, I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed. No one. That's why it's closed. It was... Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or something. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? Used to be a supply depot, we think, sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jam shut though, and now you know everything there is to know about this coast. What do you want with a lost...
That's an excellent question, ma'am.
Like a smart dog?
Like a dog, yes.
Are you getting a reward for it at least? What? You're fetching someone?
In fact, he does.
None of my business. Anyhow, you might ask Lillian if she's seen anything lately. That girl's got a way of attracting lost and broken things.
Понятно.
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out, those financial oversight committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Riversholians. You need to spread that.
Ультралиберальные варианты в диалогах дают +1 реал. Считает себя дельцом или что-то вроде. -1 эмпатия. Да ты что? Ну за что мне так говно какое-то? Так там. Ну реалы это конечно классно, но что-то не знаю. Если я за комнату не буду платить, то не настолько они мне не нужны. Я много чего и так смогу купить.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the...
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy. After we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the...
The key turns with a satisfying...
Сейчас посмотрим. Ну нормально так, жить можно. Атмосферненько.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Out.
What is this place to you?
Waves crash onto the beach, drowning the reeds. Far to the south, a congregation gathers to a soup kitchen in a This could have been you. This could still be you. a down on his luck nobody, trying to survive. Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crashing.
Look under the floorboards.
Загляни под половицей, что там? А я не могу. Ну ладно. Бокс. Все.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor, the water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous, and you'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy.
Что мне это вообще даст, если я побреюсь и правда? Что у меня на координацию есть? Сейчас посмотрим, что будет, если что, сохранение откатим. У меня нет ничего на координации, да? Да. Ну ладно. Все плюс.
On
Так,
the table,
ну-ка,
you see a
давай.
bowl of water. Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender. They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes. You don't have a face anymore. It's all. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face. Despite that, you almost look like a professional.
Выглядишь профессионалом. Ну ладно, окей, побрились, конечно. Стали выглядеть моложе, но потеряли наш авторитет, так сказать. Не знаю.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression
Опа.
fixed to your clean-shaven face.
Могу, хоть и не прокачивал
You're still not
электрохимию.
accustomed to it.
Ща, подожди, я тогда приоденусь. У меня много чего на электрохимию есть. Давай, вот эти вот штаны. Перчатки. Вот это вот топовый халат. Все.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your
97.
reflection in it. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sad. Just like that. It's
Ура.
over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man.
Унылый старик. Ну, вообще не улыбается теперь. Ну ладно. Так, теперь дайте мне обратно одеться. Так, вот это. Вот это. И... перчатки еще. Вот это. Ага, вроде бы все. Ок, больше. Все прекрасно. Поменяли лицо. Опа. Пиджак Куроев. Очень удобные и вместительные карманы. Ну-ка, так. Ничего нет? Ну ладно. Так. Одна эмпатия плюс координация. Вот это у меня на координацию есть, но... я же не в плаще бегал, да? Я как раз таки вот в этом и ходил. Но...
The bed is comforting, if a bit run down.
Так, тут...
On the table, you see a bowl of.
Ага. Тут еще
old mirror
энциклопедия
hangs on the
нужна.
wall. You see the reflect.
Ну, видимо, по энциклопедии я никогда этого не узнаю, ничего. Чё, Ким ничего не скажет насчет моего нового лица, так сказать? Ну, видимо, нет, да? Так. Что оказалось? Паранканигерийские... Что? Сапоги? Кавалерийские сапоги. Это из брониту или что? Ну-ка. Нет. Не, из бронита забрали, но... Теперь сапоги есть прикольные.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks, mostly. Not really. I know some basic moves, and I know it sure as hell beats a knife when you're in a tough spot. Guns are expensive and fragile, I think. Besides, I got kids, can't have guns around them, and sometimes a shot from time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from what makes you think we haven't. The truth is that goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good.
That does not go for real men. It does not go. Coach means the expression.
На гримасу на своем лице, которой нет уже.
Sure. It looks as if you could face down any horror in the world with that same...
The traces of her laughter are still there, in her eyes, fading.
No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. You would put me in an early grave. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended gone.
Умер, наверное, да?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only...
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Nice. Ответ.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Еще не найдено подходящее место из-за присутствия Кима, ситуация довольно неловкая.
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises. Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time...
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask mines. Mines. You need mines.
Мины, конечно, это классно, да. Но чё с телами?
Well, you're barking under the wrong tree then, officer. I have no interest in floaters. Seen enough of them in my life already.
Ну
Very
ладно.
unattractive. Sure is. The sun, I call her. Coated with a fresh layer of tar
Ничего, про
just
мины все-таки
yesterday.
правда спросил.
It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. Hi. Sunny days.
No, ma'am. We had...
Good. It would have been bad news had it turned out it wasn't a...
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the slushy snow melt.
In time, when the sea turns and the winds settle, she will be ready.
Waves wash the sand. A skiff moves across the mirror-smooth sea. For my prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Let's see. Who are you looking for? I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? Aha! Like snowmen. Two old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like. Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men, bird...
Oh, you're getting it. And it is...
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Remarkable. It's a good thing, too, that he has an actual police officer looking for it. Good old doom spiral. Upper management to the core. Not the best use of your time, is it, Mr. Lawman? Harassing homeless, I'm sure you have. I don't have to hear about it, but I do wish you luck finding the thing.
She's genuinely rooting for you, sire.
Понятно. Так, тут я пришел сюда, да? Да. Значит, бежим дальше. Опа, букварь. Ну-ка, ща поучимся. Так-то есть почти упала, ну ладно.
You hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title reads, A Primer for Small Kids. This book will show you the score. Get you oriented with those basic concepts. The alphabet. Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustrate. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for cosine. D is for diamite. E, H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Eura. K is for collapse. Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. U is for ultra. That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Good. I also know the alphabet.
The Jamrock Shuffle.
Так, хорошо.
In a way, yes, you are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers. Most of them are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the...
Более качественные предметы. Ага, ну ладно. Окей.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks us. This one doesn't say anything.
Lily's mum.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too... The other one laughs. Wow. So the stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can...
А это зачем говорить? Ну-ка, ща.
The scruffy-haired...
You're stupid. Okay.
Ладно. Буквы мазута.
Winter, slow to let go of Revachol. flecks some. The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust. And to think, it seemed as though the melting snow seeps through your thin clothes. Grandmothers don't let their grandchildren out dressed so lightly in this weather. At
Опять
least there
осматриваться.
is more winding coastlines lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling
Смотрим.
piers, salt water lapping at their dark The waters turn black, coal city in the shadow of San Martin, a boom town. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Below the old mines, L'Océan Municipal, Revachel's underground, children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums. After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli, plundered from Safle and Seol during the time of the suzerain. 2 kilometers underground, in a winding shaft along whose walls mirror the mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold. And that's special. Did someone say untold quantity? How can it be pure if it's magenta? Snow falls, and there is no answer. Some think few patira return from the shafts. Even fewer find what they're looking for. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces and on the weather-worn shacks where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts. The canal you crossed to get here and beyond it. Martinez proper, the district the police forgot to police. There is laughter, lights. Someone is scraping snow off their windshield at the roundabout, in the midst of which a step, like all monuments, it's also a warning. 6-story ruins on the south side of the roundabout cast a fenced-off yard. There's a truck belonging to a logistics company parked, clean white light coming from the windows of a clean cube-shaped office building. The abandoned church, one of 2 remaining stave churches, which were collectively called Les Sept Sœurs, a serpentine strip of land weaving its way into the Martinez Inlet. Unfortunates on the run from the law, from themselves, sometimes hide out on nearby islets. Little dots in the remains of a camp on a jagged piece of rock, a tent, old dishes and cutlery. Further out, the lights burn bright on Resurrection. Way
Остров
beyond Martinez,
Воскрешения.
a popular spa destination for ample-bodied Ozon
Понятно.
kids. Then there's Ozon, but the snow
Ozon.
falls too thick. You cannot see the Bay of Revachol. Vastness, great depth, over 1,200 meters at its and at the farthest reaches of the Bay of Revachol, the shadow of the coalition warship Archer, on perpetual patrol duty, ready to unleash artillery. The raised motorway, 881, separating Martinez from Jamrock. Vehicles whoosh past one another day and night, while those who was once a park, a place for reflection and recuperation for the patients of the old military hospital. The pox is completely wild now. Evergreen thickets covered in snow and industrial dust. Feral dogs and even wolves roam. Heavy drug users do slip through and hole up in the old military hospital. A line of motor garages with armored carapaces hunched in the cold. A mechanic is hard at work, patching up bullet holes in the side of a Capri 40. These are the garages of Precinct 41. Around you, the snow
Кстати, надо
continues to
доложить,
fall.
наверное, что
To
мы
the
нашли
west,
это.
the ocean swells.
Что нет.
The stairs descend to central Jamrock. A man named Cooklove has a snow-covered stall there, in the market across the bridge. His snow falls on the utility district, the
Классная
library,
шаурма с
the
опарышами, да?
florist, the Sarah Mauritian restaurant. All of this built around a lake that formed in a meteorite strike. At the center of this lake, there is a little ship. There are lights. A chill comes over you, crawling down your back. The sand under your feet is wet. More coalition aerostatics. Occasionally, lights flash as they maneuver layer upon layer of sand, poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm. Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe
В
under
бетонную
the
трубу
boardwalk.
под
It
пирсом.
would keep you warm. You would probably never happen across
Ага.
it, but who knows?
Где это, я не знаю, но ладно. Спасибо.
We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up?
Это оно? Что это? Это просто деньги. Так. Давай сначала сюда. А, тут обход есть. Да не это, деньги собери сначала.
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of...
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Ух ты, целых 5 реалов. Нашел так легко. А, тут сетка. Я не увидел ее вообще. Ага.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see, there's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with...
No. I won't even try. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad. Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter.
Понятно. Быстрое перемещение открыто по церкви. А, кстати, я не замечал, тут личное дело написано. Суперзвезда, коп апокалипсиса. Жалкий коп. Гораздо больше всего. Ой. Ой. Ну ладно. Коммунист, фашист, ультралиберал, моралист. Ага, понятно. Хороший коп, плохой коп, честь. Чести 2. Убито людей 3, раскрыто дело 216 года службы. Понятно.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on
Возможно,
this
это
railing.
куртка.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on...
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
Ага, грязная куртка, понятно.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunch. It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it. Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If the faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent, the crust is hard. This jacket spent at least somewhere high above the city. They are like the bombardiers of the Eros. All of a sudden, the Bombay doors open. Splat! An explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up. It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck. Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster.
Все, спасибо. Прекрасно просто, да? Как тут много всего. Очки. О, плюс 2 энциклопедии. И при этом минус 1 восприятие только. Вот это вот интересно. Визуальный анализ тоже, конечно, неплохо. Энциклопедия, думаю, больше пригодится. Бутылки. Так, а тут пройти можно? Нет, видимо, да? Сейчас узнаем, если что. Открытка. Но он не оказался под какой-то бетонной трубой или что-то такое, как там объяснялось. Ну, я про куртку. Ну ладно. Или типа оно там было. Ой, целых 2 эти. Да.
The smell. It's awful and familiar. Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faint something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. It is death. It must be. The lieutenant has already...
Оп. Еще один.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a cat. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor.
A tragedy.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness. Whoever tossed it here was a heavy... Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes. No, you see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato. It's hard to concentrate in the smell.
Так, что с тобой?
A man lies on the boardwalk,
Пролетарили.
his limbs bent
Oh,
and
ладно.
neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him, half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer.
Another dead body. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The blackness of death. Stench. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of... I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum.
A 0.75 liter Tallulah vodka with its mid-market
Ударился об
spirits
скамейку,
with
да,
a
просто.
slight touch of menthol. The man...
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether you see waves churning below. Something cracked. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with, you find, some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure, or maybe it was just dark. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, height, 170 to 175 centimeters, curly hair, stout build, age approximately 50 to 60 years.
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work. Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources
Был
to
такой
spare.
диалог, типа
Guys at
не
processing
взяла
will
Легна.
take care of the rest.
Так, подожди.
No need to rush. Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just... That's just a lazy...
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
Поцеловать кончики пальцев. Угу, конечно.
We do know that he was married. But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe, but I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now,
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short...
A sequence killer? There's nothing that connects those two bodies. This is a completely different case. It's possible, but let's take it step by step. We still haven't... What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably...
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case... Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station.
Так, окей.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, "Said Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial."
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre.
Понятно. Понятно.
There's some tear.
Какой именно участок, кстати? 41-й или этот 57-й? Какой он там? Так, туда нельзя проникнуть, да? Как я понимаю. Ну или как-то можно, ладно.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Но я не очень хочу тратить деньги,
You
конечно.
hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
И набрать случайный номер?
Calling. Still call. This feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals are... Are you sure?
Her voice is drowned in white noise. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. Calling. Still again. Someone.
Hello, Gerard.
Hello, Gerard. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
No, but I got a feeling I'll kick your ass is gonna...
Phone. Hack disconnect tone.
Ну-ка еще.
Calling. 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 Still.
Stop calling me, man. I'll get you your money, alright? I just need till tonight. Let me work.
The phone gets hanged up fast. Disconnect.
Подожди. Ну-ка, давай вот так откатимся. Я хочу посмотреть, что будет. Ща. Ой, немножко это далеко. Ладно, сейчас пробежка. Давай поговорим.
A metal payphone. You hear that?
Почему мне число не... А, ну да, я ж копейками там собирался.
End of turn.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre? Do you have any news about Pierre? He's my sister's grandson. He used to... But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country. To hell with the police.
Her voice is drowned in what? You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if you... Calling. Still again. Someone.
Hello.
Hello, Gerard. No, what you are is a surprise. Get his wife on the phone.
No.
Phone. Disconnect. Calling. 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 Still call. Still.
Stop calling me. I'll get you your money, alright? I just did this.
Disconnect. Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
Writing. I hate writing.
The man. You do not hear the customary disconnect tone. Seems like it did not have Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying. You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial. Strange. This is not how you started before. 41441117 Your fingers keep moving like a yes. 45167451. You are going deeper now. 451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been an ultra long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little calling in the saddest sound, both pitiful and terrifying. You feel calling still, ringing by the bedside of a dark but capacious apartment with long windows. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy.
Повесить трубку.
You just do. And the lieutenant is too far away to hear your yelp. The sea wind calling. Then the ocean breaks.
Понятно. Жене бывшей позвонили. Сейчас сердечный приступ схватит.
nothing.
In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. No answer. You're not sure, but you think you hear a man's voice in the background. It's covered in pain and white noise.
You're not ominous, Harry.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
To work. The academy, where I work.
Да боже
No
мой.
response, only a sigh. The
Не надо было
connection
себя так
crackles
унижать.
like burning paper.
Yes. I'm in my rover, sleeping.
She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money.
Потратил столько на нее своим магнием. И набрать снова? Ну не знаю, зачем его набирать снова. Может быть позже. Сейчас что-то не знаю зачем. Это церковь заброшенная.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot down. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Nothing happens, only the sound.
I don't think that's going...
High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush, cold and wet from the ocean bay. It parts around the massive keel-shaped roof, like a test.
There is a hole in...
The lieutenant looks at the padlock. He didn't hear you asking. You were quiet. The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way.
There is a touch of guilt in his voice.
Yes, the pulsing base. A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp. You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief.
No. Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth. That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Не порвав ее при этом. Давай, сохранимся.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Ага. В журнал или на журнал?
Looks like today was a gold star day.
Хорошо. Так, ну пойдем на бочку. Куда там это идти-то? Ага. Что это тут у нас? Заглянуть внутрь. Алкогольный напиток. Деньги. Неплохо так я зашел, тут много лута. А че, отсюда дотягиваюсь? Ладно. Опа. Палатка. Может быть, днем тут кто-нибудь будет, да? О, деньги я там пропустил, да? А тут обойти можно. О. О, ой, тут человек, оказывается, есть. Я его только сейчас заметил. Че издалека так?
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the...
Oh.
It's cold out here, but she's... Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to.
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you.
So should you.
You don't have to do anything.
Oh. I didn't notice that. Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
Your pulse rises.
Ну, авторитет у меня не
I'm
вытянет.
sorry I said fuck the hat. My whole family swears and it rubbed off on me. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features. Some...
Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very common name.
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. A contact mic records sounds from inside things.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
Что?
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, I record stuff with it. No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording.
That's not fair. And an understatement.
Man, you are one weird cop. You do understand it all just sounds like Mike to me, right? The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium. Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live...
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Elysium going kind of person. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means either. That's cool.
Да ты чё?
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps? Okay. Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure. My boyfriend sold them. I don't know, man. Things.
A lie. They were probably pawned off.
The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music. They looped the
Понятно.
stuff, cutting the tapes together. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape.
Take this, you're called.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
It's okay.
Я не хочу ей отдавать свою шляпу, вот эту вот.
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Yeah, Andre and...
And why is that?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it. Yep, they were pretty. I'm sorry we sold those. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. It's supposed to become like a club for Nordic dance music, except that, yeah.
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking. Like there will never be a club. Not in a million years.
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments. Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right? Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange things going on in that church. They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else? No. Not really, no. It's Noids. Yeah, I guess you could say that. To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos.
Should you? Weirdos.
Go ahead.
Так, подожди.
Okay, bye.
Угу. Понятно. Так, мне надо... На, у меня только один головной убор есть, это вот это. Я вообще могу тут делать,
Hello
то
again.
повторить, а?
Recording, I think I'm recording the musician. Anyway, I don't really know.
She looks at the
Take this.
No, ma'am.
It's okay.
Thanks. Go ahead.
По виду она его не надела, ну ладно. Все, мне это... Блин, я ей дал нормальную такую шапку. Ладно. Я добрый. У меня была еще вот это. Ну ладно.
Hello again.
Эмпатия. Ты дала ей шапку? Ага, понятно. Хорошо. У меня нет больше ничего на эмпатию, по-моему. Ай, ну да.
Hello again.
Ну давайте сделаем.
The device is
Зря я ей
cold to the
шапку
touch.
отдал, не?
An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover.
Надо это сделать. Ну,
Hello again.
The device is
что-то не выходит. Может, надо с теми еще поговорить. Это ей поможет. Как-нибудь, я не знаю как.
Hello again.
the device.
Пойдемте сначала с ними поговорим. Перед тем, как с ней пытаться поговорить. Сейчас тут вот это вот еще осмотреть надо.
A pane of eternite has been planted into the barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Ага. Готово. Ну-ка, ща.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all.
Come on! Get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm sure you will feel right at home.
Понятно. Нормальное место вроде. Для меня.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is my posse. Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers. We have many in the pipeline, officer. You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish...
Artists for tap.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock...
Places are shit.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues. Ah, so you've met her? Good. Yeah. It's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the... I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual
Dubheads! Burnouts!
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that.
It strikes that!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burn...
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
Yes. And the worst part is, they're also spooky. I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, they're spooky.
Also, they don't eat all. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can...
Thank you, Egg. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. All right, man.
Спросить, почему она сидит снаружи, ну ладно. Херня какой-то страдает.
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Not long. Like a week, maybe? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter.
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I don't know. What does anything...
Oh, yeah.
You're right. It is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see...
He nods attentively.
Of course. Not
only if he promises to look into the spook...
Officer, I apologise. Noid doesn't always understand the joy of giving for the sake of giving. I think it may have something to do with his childhood. Well, if you ever decide to change your mind, then we're here. Just ask me about the door again. Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. Well, there's also... When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together.
So one of them has wires running into bowls of water.
wires into wall.
Andre!
Oh, and it felt like there.
No!
Which other one? I'm not as.
Felt like silence. Awful.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it. Well, honestly, I can't.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you. Like you aren't alone.
It wasn't quite human, if you...
Non-human mean...
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling. Like, yeah, you know, the way
it was stalking a cell.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her.
You should ask her about it, but be nice.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some...
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you. As if to say, this...
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations. Where you...
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid, just like...
He appears sincere enough, sire.
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more. Sure. What? Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo. Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
One of the poorest of the first world nations today, but once a great ancient.
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organ, and they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the Innocentic system. No? You're totally wrong about that.
The Pericarnassian Church is about love! And Nordic music is about love! I got love for my Pericarnassian. Love is hardcore!
Unity!
Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse!
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters. Feels good.
Your posse's like your people, man! Like you got your cup posse! You look out!
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
Are we?
Yeah! Oh yeah!
He's coming around. You're getting it. That's pretty downbeat. I think I speak for all of us when I say we expected the law to be more open to the idea of love, unity, and the Pericarnassian posse. Yeah, I guess it is.
The one with the large head. You can't be scared of moving a little bit, are you? Get the grind on.
Yes. What? It's for starting engine.
Is the amiable speed freak becoming a bit cross with you? Sounds like it.
What's with the goddamn Romangorod earrings?
Keep on it, sire.
I guess it does.
You're not completely satisfied yet.
No idea, man. The what now? Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor. Look into this.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Yes, that's all Nosefed's.
Nosefed is the shit.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The noser. Blast away. Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. Oh, it's the one they sell at the...
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that
It does.
I told you we have a smell problem.
Ether? I don't smell ether. No.
he sniffs the air. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. However, their breathing is regular. Their jaws stay put and their pupils are at least not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos. He nods enthusiastically. No doubt, a little
При
relief.
том, что +1, ну ладно, -2 и -1. +1, +1, +1, но... Ну-ка. Ща.
You can always come ask for the key to the church if you change...
A young man with peroxide blonde hair.
Hardcore! It's hardcore! Skibbity, skibberdanger. I am the rearranger.
Could there be a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
Чего, разгадать загадку? Эй, камона.
The young man with the tape recorder.
This is hardcore. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah! 1, 2, 3! Yekokata, the place to be! Yekokata is a...
Yekokata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological, an intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Lloyd. Good. It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
Ладно, подожди. Давайте мы пока что на этом остановимся. Что же? Ой, так, я хотел сохранить просто. Всем пока.